It's Henry Lowengard again, and this time, instead of some weird electronic instrument, I'm showing my brand new Glissopipe. What the heck is this? Well, it is a 3D printed whistle that has a slot in it. I don't know if you can see it too well. Underneath, that's sort of magnetic, and on top is a piece of tape that is attached to it so that when you push it down, it makes a very good seal. That means it works sort of like a slide whistle. You can change the length, the effective length of the pipe by sliding your fingers around, or you can use these handy little circles that are written on top, and there are different scales that they also print, but I only have this one, to go and regulate the length of the pipe. And so the fingering can be like a recorder's, but it's a little different in that there's no cross fingering needed because you just have one hole in it. And you can use all 4 fingers on the top here. There's no thumb hole, so that's mostly used for holding it up, and I'll get to some subtleties about that. And so that's how it is, and as you can see, when you press down, it changes the length here. You could actually play it like that, but it would, that would be a technique you would have to work on. And so unlike a recorder, you can use all 4 fingers here. I'll get into more variations on fingering, but let's just hear what it sounds like. It sounds like a pipe. That's what it sounds like. And you can overblow it. Oh, and there's the characteristic wobble that you can get by A, having sticky fingers, or B, just letting it wobble as it, this is very elastic over here. And so it actually adds something that I've not heard in any other kind of flute-like instrument. So I'll get a little closer. You can actually pluck the thing, and it will have that effect more often. Now you see I'm holding it like a recorder, and there's a problem with that. It doesn't have to be held like a recorder because it doesn't need to be like that. And the other thing is, oh, it slides down a whole lot. That's because there's no thumb rest on it. And so, because I also make my own instruments every once in a while, but I don't have a 3D printer. Here, I took this little, I took a pipe, it's like a pipe clamp, and I chopped the top of it, off of it, so it's like a little C, and I can just pop it on here, and now I can adjust it for where my finger should be. Let's see about that. This is good. This is actually up a teeny bit, and voila, I've got a thumb rest now. And I can, it's not totally effective, but it works for something that I made in about 5 minutes. Now, actually, I think they sort of want this guy at the top to be your top note. But you can get that other note just by having a thumb rest. Very useful. And of course, you can be as microtonal as you like, depending on how skinny your fingers are. You can also, I'm holding it like a recorder, but you can also obviously finger it like a penny whistle. Or, if you're very creative and are missing a hand, you can play it with one hand because it doesn't care. It is a little tricky to make your way up and back, but I think that if the thumb rest was made a little more cleverly, you could probably get a whole lot of notes out of this, and by stretching your fingers out a little bit. hard to get that last one. But look, Ma, one hand, which is really good if you have one hand. There could be a whole other design which dispenses with the flutiness of this and sets it out flat so that you could play it like this with a pipe in your mouth, the way a melodica works, or like that. It's pretty good. So you see, you could actually I should go and grab this other instrument I had that sort of works like that. But yeah. So as I said, you get that wobbly thing, and you can get it on purpose by plucking this. And I find that timbre really, really kind of engaging. And you can, by tonguing it correctly, you can avoid that effect. Of course, because it's a continuous pitch instrument like a violin or a, and the thing that it's closest to is an automaton, actually. So you can do whatever you want to do with an automaton. So you could hold it here, and you could go. That actually is a pretty good technique in terms of getting the precise note you want and getting the slides, which are fun. Yeah, so I'm just figuring this thing out. How long have I had it? Less than an hour. It actually came in a package that was really kind of beat up by FedEx. I was surprised it was still in there. But it's there. And not only that, it also, oh, there's another trick. So it's in the key of C. And suppose I wanted to change the key so that the top note was different. Well, you can take this handy, convenient Velcro strap and put it on here. And now that acts like a capo. Now I've got it in a different key. What key is it? Darned if I know. So if they decided to make one that was roughly the same but had a really long, pipe on it, you could really change a lot of keys. You get more notes, and you'd say, oh, I'm not playing those notes in this key. Well, you're not, because you run out of fingers. Oh, you could have a friend play with you. But if it was really long and had the same principle, then you could use a little capo like this to go and change the key. And, and if you obey these note positions, you can obviously play modal scales, but you can totally ignore them, or you can be microtonal. The thing is that your fingers are kind of too fat to get that subtlety, really. So you have to roll them. So you'll be playing those engins de poitrine hits sooner than you think on this little pipe here. My special cover band will probably have to multi-track a few of these. But so that's the quick and dirty on this. I think the thumb rest helps if you want to still play it sort of like a recorder. And you can get, as I said, this new technique that totally ignores recorderness. It's more like automaton. You could absolutely work on that. And I have to say, it sounds better than automaton. Or you could go the other way and put a little automaton rubber mouth on the top. So you have one hand running this and a little mouth. Get some of that automatonality running on this. But there's only so much you can throw into a design like this. It is basically a fancy pipe with a bit of a magnet on it. It's actually pretty clever. They did actually a very beautiful job on this. It feels good. It looks good. Nice color. It's got a little logo. that you can barely see here, but there you go. It says Glissopipe. Very nice. And because I was Kickstarter, I think they threw this in for fun. This is just a little, almost like a bird call Glissopipe. And it only has like a major seventh's worth of notes. And you can overblow it. So if you don't mind missing a few notes at the top of your scale. But you can play something on this. Now, unlike this, because this is just an open slot, you can do cross fingerings and other things like that. You just need tiny little fingers. This might be good for a kid, or maybe not, because who likes little kids blowing pipes? Nobody. But that's my little review. I might figure out what to do with this thing. Maybe I'll make that slot a little longer so I can get lower notes on it. I have to go and attack it with my little file set. Anyway, that's my quick and dirty review and overview of the new Glissopipe. So available, I don't know, from whatever I've stuck down there. I got it on Kickstarter. It may still be available through Kickstarter for all I know. So as you can see, it is shipped to the United States. So that part of it, which was a little painful, I wonder why, is over. And it took a while to get here, but here it is. So thanks a lot. I'm having fun with it. And we'll see what it turns into next. Thank you.